here. I'm Kathy Walker. I do a lot of Western art. I'm really passionate about doing horses. What I wanted to talk to you about today is painting with acrylics, and then kind of the steps involved in doing a pet portrait. And then I want to demonstrate how to do eyes and noses on a dog, just so that you can get a feel for what's going on. The most important part of doing an acrylic painting is the surface that you're painting on. The medium textured canvases needed to be, I take a sandpaper and I sand them down, and then I gesso them, and then I just sand them down some more. That gives me a clean surface that makes it to where I can do the details. Otherwise, you'll be painting and the paint will start drifting into all the little cracks and stuff, and you can't control it. So that's one of the biggest things about painting with acrylics. Another thing, at Arizona Art Supply, they have these, it's like a masonite board that has gesso on it, but it's super smooth. And these are great to paint on as well, and you don't have to worry about, gessoing or anything. These are just ready to go, and they're really slick and really work well. There are steps involved with doing a pet painting. So phase one is blocking in all the colors. Start putting in details. And what I do is layering, so that you can see where I'm starting to layer in the colors here. And I just keep doing layer after layer after layer, building up the color. Then here's some more layers, another stage of it. What I wanted to demonstrate today is the eyes, how to do the eyes for an animal, because it's really critical. You want to be sure that the pupil of the eye is large in your painting. As you can see here with this wolf, when they have a really small pupil, it looks predatory, like they're ready to attack you. Well, you don't want your pet portrait to look like your dog's ready to attack somebody. So you want to have a large pupil that actually touches the top of the eyelid. If it doesn't touch the eyelid, then they look bug-eyed. But by touching the eyelid, it gives it, it sets it in the head and gives you the right expression. Because there's so much that happens with the eyes, the expression in the eyes. And you want a friendly dog. I'm going to start working on the eye. I wanted to point out, it's also really important, the eyelid, below and above, because the eye sits in the eyelids. And otherwise, if you don't have eyelids, then they look like marbles sticking on your face. So the eyelid sets the eye. So first off, I paint the eye socket black. So I'm going to paint the iris of the eye, making sure that I connect it to the top. I personally like Liquitex. That's what I've used my whole life. I'm going to round out this pupil here, the pupil of this eye. Now, a lot of times you can see a little bit of white on the edge of the eye, but you don't want to make it white. I go into either almost a brownish, pinkish color for that, because if you use a bright white, it looks strange. It needs to be toned down, so if you want to have show part of the white. So I got the pupil rounded up, and then I do an arc at the top part of the eye. And that gives the eye, brings the eye alive. Now I'm going to switch over to the nose. The nose, it has a top, side, and in the front. And you want to make sure that you create those surfaces. So I'm going to work on the top part to start giving it some dimension. And then start working on the nostrils where they go. deep into the nostrils, I use black for that. And then there's a little highlight inside the nostril, depending on which direction the light's coming from. We now have a dog with eyeballs and a nose. Any further questions? There's a couple of ways of doing it. I have a projector at home, and so I will take a digital image and run it through a projector and project it onto the canvas, and then pencil draw it onto the canvas. Then I have that to go by